It's the day after we introduced a whole new line of products called Agrodolce, which is an Italian-inspired condiment that is fundamentally made on a base of either our 12-year white vinegar or an agave or cane sugar mix that's cooked down with different flavors in it. We've got both savory and sweet. And here are the four that we introduced yesterday. The two sweet ones are on the end, the ginger lime and the habanero agave, and then two savory, a rosemary garlic and shiitake agrodolce. So today we're going to show, we've been really having a lot of fun here using these, starting to integrate these into different things that are going on in the kitchen. And today we're going to show you a recipe of each of these four. We're going to do two here. Mallory, my daughter's going to help out. And then we'll go to Denise in Holland, and she'll do two recipes down there. So what I'm going to start with is a spicy sweet sauce. This originally was designed for steaks. We're going to use it for a chicken wing sauce. We've got the chicken going separately, and we start out with a half cup of vinegar. The recipe calls for iron fish vinegar. This is a good example of what we do. I don't happen to have iron fish honey vinegar with me, so I use the coconut balsamic vinegar. So we've got that, some sugar, brown sugar, and I think this is a couple tablespoons of the Great Lakes honey. Of course, we've attracted a nice fly here who loves these sweet flavors. So we're gonna cook these down, let them simmer a bit, cook off the coconut balsamic, and when this cooks down, we will add this to the peppers you're going to see that are going into the blender. So we'll just let that sit there and cook down. Now we're gonna put some of the shallots, some red peppers, shallots, red peppers, and Mr. Habanero. As Andy said in the recipe he wrote, he said, put as much habanero as you can stand. I've been very careful not to rub my face or touch my eyes this morning as we prep this. So we got the shallots, Mr. Habanero, and then the red peppers. This is our handy new little blender here, mixer, putting it through its first inaugural use today. There we go. Like I said, so what do we got here, Mal? So it's okay. We'll do that when we come back. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this down a bit, is exactly what we want to have happening here. We're going to have this cooked down, and then it will cool off, and we'll add it into the blender along with some cayenne chili pepper oil as we blend it together to get a beautiful sauce that can be drizzled on steak. And as I said, we're going to use it for chicken. So now Mallory's going to come in here while this is going on, and she's going to get this Orzo
Agrodolce vegetables. Yes. So what we're going to start with is some cauliflower, broccoli. We've got some beautiful asparagus and some lovely carrots. So we're going to go ahead and saute these up. We'll do these two together and then the cauliflower and the broccoli together. And then each is going to go just for a couple minutes. You want it to soften up a little bit, but you still want it to be nice and crisp. So we're going to use the gremolata. Got these nice and warm. Put a tablespoon or so in there. And then we've already cooked up our orzo, so we've got that all ready. The other thing that we already did, one of my favorite things is we blistered some cherry tomatoes. So what we did is we just put these in the oven at about 400 on some parchment paper. Of course, with Fustini's oil, we love to use the basil. It's a really good summer flavor, but you could use pretty much anything. And then some flaky sea salt, and do them about 15 minutes or so. We put these on everything, salads, in any orzo pasta salads. So that's really great. So we'll just get these going here a little bit. And then after these have sauteed a little bit, we're gonna put the vegetables together, add some spinach, some lime or lemon juice, and then add it to the orzo, and we'll top it off with the shiitake agrodolce.
And one question came in about on the sauce from Valerie. Yes, the peppers that are in the sauce in the blender were sauteed.
No, so we blistered it, kind of roasted it on the open flame on the stove, and then peeled that and then chopped it up. So it has a really good, like, smoky, softer flavor. It's not like a raw, crispy red pepper.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Denise.
So, Denise, to you.
Hey, thanks, Jim. So I've got my pan hot here. Oh, I suppose I should tell you what I'm making first. So I am just going to do a classic raisin and pine nut agrodolce. So this is something that you can put over cooked meats. So I actually have some chicken marinating in the refrigerator. We'll put that on the grill tonight, and I'll have this sauce that we'll just pour over top. I also made some crostinis, so it's just good to dip as well. So I have a hot pan, and I'm going to add this. I'm going to use the herbs of Naples olive oil. And to that, I'm just going to add some red onion. And we're going to saute that up. So as that starts to cook, I wanted to show you my raisins. So I have my raisins in a bowl with some water, and then this is where I use the rosemary garlic agrodolce. So it's soaking in there. The raisins are just hydrating and picking up all that flavor, and we're going to add that to the pan in a little while. So as we're doing that, in playing with different agrodolce recipes, I did discover that there are some basic ingredients in a classic traditional agrodolce. So it usually has pine nuts. It usually has raisins, onions, mushrooms. And I think that this is my personal opinion. It's because those are all things that absorb flavor. So whether it's raisins, mushrooms, onions are going to pick up whatever flavor it's also soaking in. So that's my take on why a traditional classic agrodolce will have some of those ingredients. So we'll just give that a couple more minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my raisin mixture to it, along with the Venoso vinegar. And since I'm doing chicken, I'm actually going to add a little white wine to it as well. And then that gets kind of put down. And then we'll add some grapes to it. We'll add the pine nuts, and we'll garnish with a little bit of rosemary. So I don't know if you have any questions. I did want to give a shout out to Chef David, who actually has been working on helping us with all these Agrodolce. So hello, Chef. Nice. Hope that you joined us. Good to see you. And yeah, just in the comments, let us know that you're watching. Maybe what Agrodolce most intrigues you. We have all the recipes on our website. So you can just click on the link and it'll go to like all the ginger lime recipes, and have fun with it. So this is getting done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my raisin mixture. And then I'm actually supposed to call for a cup of Venoso, but I'm going to do about a half a cup of Venoso, and then I'm going to do half a cup of white wine. And then that just needs to cook down. It's going to get nice and thick and sweet. And the raisins have captured all of that flavor from the Agrodolce. So that will be really nice on our chicken. So that's what I have, Jim. Where are you at?
Hello. Well, we've got this sauce cooked down. We figured out how to use the blender. So we've got the peppers and the shallots blended. What we're gonna do now is add this sauce. And then we're gonna bring in, maybe we're gonna split it half and half, some of the cayenne chili pepper oil, the cayenne crush oil. This guy right here. So we'll report later the heat level. It probably appears to be have a lot of heat. We'll put a little bit, recipe calls for a little bit of more of the chili pepper, the cayenne oil, another tablespoon. Shout out there to Brenda, Samantha, Rachel. Good to see you all tuning in. Okay, so now we have our sauce, and it's time to start to put this on. Take this guy off. And so this chicken we did in an air fryer, which is kind of nice. We've been using this air fryer that Katie brought in, and you don't have to expose the target meat to any oil. So I'm gonna start to paint this on here, Katie. Pour a little on, and we'll paint it. Yeah. And when we come back to finish up, we'll have these all set up, and you'll know how hot it is based on how much we're sweating after trying this. So there's our sauce. Mallory is finishing up. The vegetables are sauteing here. And I think when we come back here, this Orzo Agrodolce vegetable dish will be done. So that's it at the moment from here. Denise, back to you.
Thanks, Jim. So my other recipe is a lemonade. So in here I have made a simple syrup. So I started with a cup of water, about a quarter cup of sugar, and I heated that up till the sugar dissolved, and then I quick cooled it over some ice. And so that's what I have in here. And to that, I'm going to add some fresh lemon. Get that in there. I think the recipe says like to do it in different bowls, but hey, my kitchen's being redone, so I don't have a sink right now. So we're limiting the number of dishes that we do up. All right, let me do one more. One more half. I do have to say thank you, Angie, for my juicer. All right, so I've got simple syrup, got lemon juice, and to that, I'm going to add a generous spoonful of Agrodolce, and this is the ginger lime Agrodolce. Maybe another squirt. And then I'm also going to do the same amount in our Sicilian lemon balsamic. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. Those out of the way. And then I have our glasses right here. Some ice. Of course, you could make this an adult beverage. Not quite 5 o'clock yet. So we'll put that in there, and then add a couple limes and lemon. And then this will be nice and refreshing out on the deck. So before I turn it over, I did want to show you that my sauce is about done. So basically most of the moisture just reduced and thickened. So I'm actually in this pan, I'm going to add my pine nuts and my grapes. Get those all in there. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm just going to pour it into a dish. So what I really like about Agrodolce is just the wide variety of things that you can do. I mean, it's just not your standard marinade. You've got these fun sauces. You can make these dips and beverages. So yeah, I think there's something really unique. It brings a sweetness that just a regular balsamic can't bring, but just enhances what's there. So there is that. And then I am just going to finish it with a little bit of our Pequot Select olive oil. So this will be good for putting on a crostini. Oh, I have to put, we always have to garnish. So I've got some rosemary here. I guess we always garnish unless you're my sister. She says she doesn't have time to garnish. So we'll put that on there. And then, so like I said, the majority of this is going to be saved for our chicken after it comes off the grill. But with the oil and the juices, this is going to be great for an appetizer and to have it with a beverage. Thanks, Jim.
Hello! Those cocktails look so cute. I want one right now. We'll have to make some after we're done here. So for the vegetable orzo, we have sauteed our veggies here. So we've got the broccoli, cauliflower, and then our beautiful tri-colored carrots, asparagus, and some onions. So what we'll do is just mix all the vegetables together. So we've got those here. We will put in our beautiful blistered cherry tomatoes. So good. Yeah. And then I think it calls for spinach. So we've got the spinach. You could also do, if you, I think any kind of green would be good. I would love to use, what is it that you use?
Arugula.
Arugula. I really love arugula, especially in the summer, but my dear sister Katie does not like it at all. So we'll do spinach for her sake. What we're gonna do then is add the juice of a lemon here. And then we've got our orzo all made there. I put some gremolata right after it came out of the boiling water and was drained and everything. I put some gremolata oil on it. So that'll have its own really good flavor. And then we'll mix this up, add everything together. The recipe does call for feta cheese. Again, I think this is what's so fun about this kind of stuff is you can kind of change and mix up whatever you want. We didn't have any feta, we thought we did, but we do have goat cheese crumbles. So we're just gonna use those instead, which will be just as delicious. So got this tossed here. We'll do a little flaky salt. We love the flaky salt here, and some pepper. And then we'll add that here to our orzo. And one of Angie's beautiful dishes. We've got great dishes here. So this, when you're thinking of an orzo salad, this one's kind of nice because I feel like usually the salad highlights the orzo, but I feel like this one highlights the vegetables more, and the orzo is like a second. Oops. Yeah, those look really good. The colors are beautiful. So we'll add some of that goat cheese, and then of course, our special finishing touch will be the new Agrodolce, and we're going to use the shiitake. You probably could do any of them; would be really good. Yeah. I bet the rosemary garlic would be awesome. The habanero would be good. Give it a little heat. So yeah, any would be great. Okay. And last but not least, the shiitake. So we'll give this a good drizzle. It says just, finish it. So as much as you want, it'll give it that nice sweetness, but also that like tangy sour flavor. And it'll be awesome. We'll toss this up and have ourselves a great little lunch.
Yeah.
Along with our chicken wings.
Yeah. Although we might save that for dinner. Mallory, that's fantastic. Looks beautiful. And Mallory talked about and Denise about all the different ways you can use these. That's what's so fun if you're creative in the kitchen. We stole a quote from a writer about how it's like if you get a new hammer, everything looks like a nail. And that's kind of what's going on right now at Fustini's with these agrodolces. Is the breadth of applications is huge, from sauces, marinades, dipping, all the way to things like cocktails. So Katie, if you can show this chicken one last time. They pointed out, and they're right, that the reason this is a little more watery than it normally would be is because we didn't have enough time to cook down the original sauce that went in the blender. So I think we're going to do this for dinner, and I'll redo another batch, and I think the sauce will come out, like more creamy. So we'll give that a go tonight. So I will wrap up with two things. First of all, because our tasting rooms, we cannot provide tastings in the store, and so many of you are thankfully shopping with us online, we're going to provide a complimentary small bottle sample, something this size of an Agrodolce of your choice with every order you place, so that you can start to experience these. And as you get these and start using them, make sure you look at the recipes that are online. Denise has done a terrific job of building up a nice initial recipe list for all 4 of these Agrodolces. I'd say there's darn close to a dozen of each one of them. So make sure, if you're ordering online, in the instruction section as you check out, just identify which Agrodolce complimentary sample you'd like, and of course at the store you just tell staff what you'd like. And then the last thing is we've been doing this fundraiser for food gatherers in Ann Arbor. That comes to a conclusion at the end of the month here in August. But next week, I think it's from Friday to Sunday, and this is a Facebook donation program. Fustini's is going to double your donation. So if you go online onto our Facebook page and make a donation, let's say of $5, we're going to match that with 10. We're going to do that for, it's listed, I believe it's 3 days, Friday through Sunday of next week, to generate funds to help food gatherers get food into the pantries. Their demand is up 30 to 300% for food. So we're really delighted, as part of celebrating our 10th anniversary of the Ann Arbor store in Carytown. We're delighted to be working with food gatherers. So that's it. Have a great Agrodolce weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks.